What is going on, people? Josh, I'm finally back. Just gonna go through an interesting video today. I've been getting a lot of feedback on one of my interactive brokers tutorial videos. It's actually the only video of mine that's actually trending and has views. I think it's got like 3,000 views. Whoopty fucking do. But yeah, I think I've made like 15, 16 bucks on the whole monetizing thing. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm putting out another video. So this is what we kind of have right now in front of us is my just my typical portfolio trader kind of layout. These are all my positions here, my watch list. You know, I got some little charts here, some orders, my options pane. But I've had a lot of questions recently about how I trade options on interactive brokers. So I'm just going to go ahead and create a brand new options layout just so I can kind of show you guys how I trade it and a good layout, because you know interactive brokers is a little hard, a little tricky to keep up with. It can be pretty complex, and I'll show you how to dig deep into options. So give me a sec here. Let's call this cuck shill. Let's call it beta cucks. Beta cuck shill options. Doesn't fit. All right, so we got a new layout. We pop that thing up. So obviously we need our options chain. Let's pull that down here. I like to put it in the corner. You got to give yourself some room because I do like to see a number of metrics when I trade options. I like to see your options open interest. I like to see volume. I want to see the implied volatility. I also want to see my delta and my gamma. So let's put these guys in here. Delta, insert column, go to Greeks, and then put in gamma. And I also like to see the change. So let's find that as well. I believe that's under prices. Nope, it is up here. Let's just go to change, and I want to see that in points. So I wish that I wish it wasn't a Sunday and I could actually dig deeper and show you exactly what it is. So let's let's zoom this thing out pretty big. So this is what I look at on a daily basis when I trade options. So I look for a number of things. The open interest obviously plays a large factor into how I trade, as well as the delta and the gamma. Those were more, forward thinking, kind of just give you a feel for how the option is going to be trading. It doesn't really give you, any information as to an entry or an exit, but it does help you understand that series of options because each contract is different. Each contract has its own implied volatility, and that corresponds with their Greeks. And the Greeks, I can do a whole show or video about those on their own. I'd rather not dive too deep into them as a whole. You should definitely familiarize yourself with those if you're going to get deep into options and trading. But let's continue here. So what I've actually been doing recently is I've been getting involved with a lot of complex orders, rather. Excuse me. So I've been putting this in my options layout. So I'm going to put this guy down here in the corner. And what this shows is all the complex options that trade structured through interactive brokers. So rather than creating a collar on your own, you can purchase a collar through interactive brokers. Thinkorswim does it; they all do it. I just happen to prefer interactive brokers tremendously for a whole host of reasons. You guys should check out my previous video if you'd like to get like a real basic aspect of the whole, platform as a whole, TWS, that is Trader's Workstation. So obviously we're gonna get a little chart in here. My layout somehow got unlocked, so wherever that just went. So let us pull that up here. That wasn't it. So let me find it here. Boom, boom. So let's get that guy in here. And it's honestly bothering me. I must have something not checked because I'm not getting the data that I want to be getting right now. So maybe if there's a way to, and I almost feel like an idiot, I should know how to do this, but surprisingly the complex order scanner is not really running right now. Maybe I can edit it somehow up here. Usually it has to be during market hours. These populate as market makers, put them out. But yeah, so this is the options pane, guys. So you got your implied volatility, your open interest, your delta, your gamma. We covered that already as a whole. When it comes to trading options, though, there are a number of things you want to look for. Obviously, liquidity is up there, number one, number two aspect. You don't really want to trade a contract where the second you buy it, you're going to be instantly 30% out of the money. So you always want liquidity, and there's not a ton of stocks that have incredibly liquid options markets relative to their stock market. So it's definitely something you have to be careful of. Be concise when you're trading options. You have to really know why you're entering positions and why you want to be involved in a stock. Honestly, recently I've been using a lot of the programs and functions of Interactive Brokers. It's great, but I've been using, and let me see if I can pull this up here. I'm gonna just drop a fucking plug right now. These guys are amazing. I found this website recently. It's called Market Chameleon. If you trade options and you don't know about this website, it's totally, I mean, it's not totally free, but most of the data is free. I highly recommend getting on this. They show you the most complex, deep dive look into the actual orders book of the options series and contracts themselves. So I'd highly recommend checking this out. And, if you're involved in some trading right now in some options, plug them in right here and see what's going on. If you come down to the options chain, and they give you everything. So it shows you how much volume per series. And it even shows you, the open interest, the delta. You can play with all of this as you'd like. But I use this every day. I'm on this for hours and hours and hours a day. Look, you can see that the open interest on the put contracts, it's 96% to 4% on the January 18, 2019 contracts. So there's, that's interesting information to know. Otherwise, it'd be hard to find if you didn't have it compiled here. So definitely check that out. I'm trying to think if I covered everything that I wanted to. I wanted to keep it kind of quick and concise. I wanted to cover the options chain itself, and then the complex order, and then actually, we could do a portfolio or add an order entry system right here. So let's pop this in. We can all obviously link this. Let's put it down to group 7 just for ease of mind. So boom, boom, boom. And you can link everything. It makes things real simple. Interactive Brokers, I've said it before, I'll say it again, is my favorite, absolutely favorite trading system. They're the cheapest as well, and they're just functional, and it's easy, and they give you what you need, and it's not fancy, and it's just easy. And I like what they're doing, so I like to promote people. I like to give credit where credit's due. So enjoy. Let me know if there's any questions. If anything I missed or you'd like me to cover in the future, I want to get more of a comprehensive view or maybe a tutorial, but I smoked a bowl before this video, so I kind of forgot where I was going with it. But hope you guys enjoyed. So I'll be back, but be well and check out some other videos, guys. Adios, amigos.